thought I'd do this demonstration really quick because I know it's going to come up. It always comes up anytime we do demonstrations when we develop another black screen. So first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. The largest screen you're looking at right now, this is a Phantom. Sorry, a Phantom Phoenix. They're getting mixed up. The largest screen you're seeing is the Phoenix. So this is the ambient light rejection black Phoenix. And then the darker screen you're seeing right now, that's spilled on here right now, this right here is a Phantom. This is how dark the Phantom is compared to the Phoenix. As I said before, Phoenix are very dark screens. You know, if I look around, you see the Phoenix on the ceiling, the Phoenix that I have painted up on 126, the black Phoenix I have on 135, the 150 outside. They're very black screens. But as I said before, I'm working on a much more darker screen paint, something that was like super heavy contrast levels and the ability to pull amazing white levels, which we proved yesterday, showing off the Phantom's ability to be able to pull extremely high white levels, beautiful colors, and of course, that amazing contrast levels. But that is the difference between the two. This is the Phantom right here. Got some of it in the test container right here. If I can get the lid open. Ah, man, these things, once you seal these things, they seal. Where is, I need my stand. Where's my stand? My stand is never anywhere. Oh, and I keep putting it back in the same spot. So I wanted to add a little more to the caption, but I couldn't add any more to it. Like I said, when you're doing, oh, it's usually right there. Okay, interesting. It's usually right there in that spot right there. Let me go check in the kitchen. Maybe it's over by, oh, here it is, in a new different area. So as I said before, got to be up early to get the orders out. And as I said before, that when we do these side by sides, and we did the 12 versus these, or the Nova, 17 Novas versus the 12s in that demonstration, you can clearly see that contrast levels, the 17s were actually much higher than the 12s. This one right here, like I said, in this demonstration, as you can see, we're going to be doing some side by sides. That's how dark a Phantom is compared to the Phoenix. That's how dark it is. And it's actually about to become a little darker than that. Because like I said, right now it's only at a stage 1. It's not even finished yet. So let me get my container open because I had a little bit of difficulties getting that open. And you can look there and see just on the lid alone, top of the lid alone, how dark this comes in. So I'm gonna push that right there. I don't want to waste any of this. And that's how dark it is. That's what happens when it dries. It gets a little lighter when it dries, but that's literally how dark it is compared to the Phoenix. Because like I said, when you develop black technology, you have people going and go, and like I said, I back up everything I do. And when I tell you that, you know, I have people going to say, oh, it's the same black, it's the same black. No, it's not. It's not. So there you go. There. I'll take this over here real quick. Now, I wanted to put this into the caption. I didn't have time to put this in. We're going to be doing the demonstration on the 600 by 800 720p projector. We're going to put the Christie in here right now. We don't need this anymore. We're going to be using the ViewSonic in there that I paid about $150 for on the Phantom. Today we should have it up to a stage 2 because 2 of the elements that are missing will be here today, hopefully, and we can add that in and those will be done. And then on the 27th of October, somewhere around that time, hopefully the other one comes in too. Because like I said, these are coming from overseas. There's nothing that we could possibly get in the US to be able to make this stuff at all, period. Just to give you a little heads up on that. Had to go get this stuff overseas. A lot of research, a lot of studying to see how this thing was going to affect with white light. And as you can see, this technology does something that no other screen can do. It's number 1, being that dark, and number 2, being able to produce that white level that high. Oh, and let me show you something quick. Just to show you how dark the screen is, how crazy dark it is. That's the UB. That's the UB. This is the darkest gray screen paint I've seen so far. Oh, wait, we got paint on screens too. I forgot about them too. We got a sample sheet of them too. I forgot. Got them also too. I had it in here. I should have it in here. Let me see if we got some darker ones in here. And once I track that down, I don't even know where I put that at. And we'll figure out where we put that at. I don't need that thing. This is downstairs somewhere, which is probably downstairs somewhere. More than me. Alright, let's see what we got here. I didn't expect for everything to come out so pointy like that, but it did. Alright, let's see. This is 0.8. Clean that mess up. Alright, so in comparison to dark screens, this right here, I'm going to mess up my sample sheet, is a Dark Star 9. This right here is a DMP Supernova. I think this is the Infinity, because Infinity is actually darker than the Blade. That's their screen right there. Make sure I have the right side of that. There we go. And this right here is the DMP, I'm sorry, Daylight Screens. They're that Parallax, I think that's what it is, 0.8 gain. Put that right there. And then we need to get, let me see. So these are the screens right now. These are the darkest screens I have in my collection. That right there is a DMP Supernova. That's a Dark Star 9. That's how they compare to the screen. Keep in mind, this screen has that reflective surface. So once we put this against the screen, it actually, the white levels pick up off the screen and causes the screen to actually produce less contrast levels. So these surfaces, this surface right here, that surface right here, this is Daylight's new screen. This right here is the Dark Star 9. This is the DMP Supernova. That's the Infinity. And there is the UV Mix. This right here, the bigger screen you're seeing right now, this is our lost for words again, Advanced Ambient Light Rejection Black Phoenix. And this right here is the Phantom. That's how dark the Phantom is compared to all these screens. Now these screens, this screen and this screen has that reflective coating. So the problem that happens with these screens, like I said, because they're darker, they put that reflective coating to produce better white light. And the problem with that is when we put them against the Phantom's going to be to produce a higher contrast level, as we did already before. And it's going to be to produce a higher color level because their screens have that kind of reflective surface. This being the color that it is, like I said, next to the technology we have, which is the Phoenix and Phantom, the two mixed up. The Phoenix can pull a higher white level than the UV and can basically pull better contrast than the UV, because the UV is actually gray. It's not black. With the problem with this right here with the UV, the fact that it pulls up such a poor white level that if this thing was any darker, I couldn't imagine it getting any worse. It would be extremely worse if it was any darker due to the fact that it has very, very, very poor white levels. I'll put a link below if you didn't see that demonstration yet of us testing the UV mix versus a Phoenix and white level demonstrations and the contrast. All right, so let's get this started. Got my 600 by 800 res projector right now. I'm getting set up for today because I have Ryder's going to be coming over pretty early. Usually she comes over a little later, but she's got some things to do. And she's going to be over much earlier. So I got to be up in the morning to get these done and out of the way. All right, so let me go grab a few things over here. Now, price tag. We've already got a price tag already for the 1 quart of the Phantom technology. And keep in mind, we know we're going to have individuals that are going to be upset and bothered by it, but keep at the end of the day, keep in mind, at the end of the day, those particular individuals have not matched any of our test demonstrations at all. I find it interesting that people will complain. Some people will complain or try to be upset because of our prices, but at the end of the day, you don't match any of our demonstrations at all, our tests. There's no way in the world that a gray screen paint mix or even gray screen or whatever is going to compete with any of the black technology we develop. First things first, you can't even pull the contrast level. That's the first thing you're going to have to do. That's the first thing you got to do is you got to pull that contrast level. They can't even do that. So, no. All right, guys, let's get you in here. Now, as always, we do not support knockoff projectors. Even with the dedicated screen paint that we have that does support 3 particular projectors, this screen paint will not. And we will not support a lumen count of 1,000 or 15 on it, even though it can pick up on it, but still, no. We're going to have a certain requirement for the screen paint. These are going to be the professionals. We're going to figure out a name for them. Or he just something crazy. But, yeah. Ooh, I like that. That's a pretty good name right there. It's downstairs in the shop. Honestly, I think it's down here. All right, I found it. All right, so this is from a company called Paint on Screens. This is their screen paint right here. And we'll put that right next to the Phantom. So as again, we recap, we have DMP Supernova right here. This is, I think this is the Infinity right there. We have the Dark Star 9. But next I have a black diamond up here, I'll tell you the truth. That's another dark screen. All right. Showing the comparisons. And keep in mind, even though these screens are reflecting a very dark image, the technology we have here is able to produce, our Phoenix is able to produce much better contrast levels, which we already proven already, and also too has an advantage point in color. All right, this right here is the Parallax, right there from Daylight Screens, showing you the color of that comparison. And then right here we have a company called Paint on Screens. This is their black screen paint, which I do find kind of interesting because under their and the website, when you read up on it, it says that it's a dark gray, but here it says it's black. But this is the comparison of how dark it is, how dark the Phantom is, and look at the Phoenix. The Phoenix, like I said, is a very dark screen. And then here we have the UV mix right here. So this is to give you a comparison on how dark a Phantom is. When I told you the screen was really dark, it's dark. When people look at it, they think it's the same as the Phoenix. Oh, it's the same thing as the Phoenix. Like, nope, It's not, because we had that happen in the forum site yesterday. We went in and showed off the screen. Yeah, I've been talking about it, and they want to know a comparison how dark it is, and this thing is actually really, really crazy dark. All right, so let's get it set up. We're going to be using our 600 by 800 res 720p ViewSonic projector right here. So that screen that was pulling up the white levels literally that high yesterday that I had to literally go into my projector and I had to adjust the white levels. I had to bring the brightness down on this screen because it was producing that much high white light. That's how dark that screen is that was producing that white light. I told you Lord had blessed us. Lord blessed us with a formula we call the heightener. And the heightener allows us to be able to take a very, very dark surface. And once we put this formula in it, it allows it to be able to draw white light, which is absolutely amazing. You know, God has some incredible, very, very incredible what he does. Let's go here, let's get ourselves our screen. Now, times. Never get used to how dark that screen is. So that's how black that screen, that's how dark literally that screen is. So okay, let's hit the projector and let's get this started. We have 600 by 800 res, 720p SVGA. Where's the remote goes to this thing? Oh, right over here. And of course, top those pulleys for me to trip over and kill myself on. All right. Let's see what we got to do to get this popping. Let me get this in 235.1. I keep forgetting we had to set up upstairs for the other screen. I need to put this in. Let me see. Oh, here comes Mr. Hollywood. The minute he hears me down here talking, like, oh, he's on camera, I'm gonna come up here and show my stuff off. He should be popping downstairs in a few minutes. Always. All right, that's good. This is on 600 by 800 res. This is low. It's low in res. So I think I'm going to keep that comparison screen right there because, like I said, we get that every once in a while. You know, someone will ask us, like, is that the same screen paint as Phoenix? Like, nope, completely different. It's actually darker. I'm going to pull this projector in the back farther. Yeah, kind of like having that lens shift. It's easier for stuff to pop in a little faster when we got lens shift. But we got to use this one right now today. Now, because this thing has already been tested, certified tested, like I said, we had the test demonstrations. When we first started developing the screen for our motorized and fixed frame screens, wallpaper screens. This has already been tested. It's already been certified tested. So we've already done this already against 18 certified screens. So I'm probably about a little more than that. We've got 18 and 4 certified ultra short throws. Somebody's out there playing golf already. Boy, usually when people play golf that early, man, they must have gotten some equipment over the weekend. Like, I'm going to test this out today. I can't wait to get out there. All right, let's get a little bit in there. So used to having that lens shift capability to be able to just adjust it right in there. All right, fantastic. That looks beautiful. All right, let's grab ourselves a remote control and let's have a little fun here because I'm curious to see what we got on 600 by 800 res. Let's see. I love how people sit there and say, save you hundreds, and they can't even pass the test the screen has been under. Which we're thinking about making those challenges. We're thinking about making the Phantom's test challenges. If anybody can match any of the tests under this screen. The first test, keep in mind, the screen's already been tested at 18 certifieds, 4 certified ultra short throws. So that's the first one you're going to have to pass. And you can't do that with a bunch of pretty colors. You're going to have to do that with solid blues, greens. That's like an hour and a half, maybe a 2-hour test demonstration you're going to have to do live. Which means you're going to have to be able to beat all 18 in colors, solid colors, white levels, and contrast. Yeah, good luck. You got some people, when I watch your test demonstrations, they go, well, the screen matched with colors. That doesn't mean anything. You got a bunch of colors running across the screen. You couldn't tell what's what. You got to be able to show those solid colors. So that way you can get an idea on which screen is actually producing the brighter reds, blues, greens. That's what you need to see. First failed attempt is going to be contrast. Because like I said, screen is super jet black, as I explained to you. You go back and rewind and you see the comparison. Yeah, it's darker. And keep in mind, it's at a stage 1. So there's going to be, it's actually, when it reaches full peak, it'll be a little bit darker than what you're seeing right there. Oh, we got sound on this thing? Pretty sure there's some sound on this. Okay, so let's go in. I'm gonna do, let me see, something simple and short and sweet. What's an amazing aquarium? Woo, I like that. It's just for fun. Just for fun. We already did this already. Before we're gonna do this for fun. Like I said, we could order the screen paint, the newer stuff, but like I said, it'll cancel. Trust me. I thought the Phantom was a nightmare. This thing right here, on the other hand, is something else. So we're not even going to bother. We already did the test already. When we were first testing out the screen paint at 10%, we tested against just about everything. So we're good on that. I want to show off the screens we had, the certifieds, the darker ones that we had. As I told you before, they look dark. But the problem is they got that reflective surface, and that's the problem, that reflective surface. They put that then at the height and the white levels because the screens are dark. I told you dark screens. And there's no way in the world, as dark as this screen is, that any screen paint mix would have been able to outperform this. Impossible. We're going to put this right here. And I've seen some of the black screen paint mixes trying to be made. White levels are horrible. Absolutely horrible. Not good. I've seen the darker ones too. No good. This is a DMP Supernova. This would be their blade. No. Yes, it's Infinity. Infinity is actually darker. Right there. That's the DMP Supernova. You know how hard it is to get these samples? These sample sheets right here, this one's not an easy one to get. Not an easy one to get. It cost me $20, and I had to email them and everything just to get it. Not an easy one to get. Some of them were hard to collect than others. This is the Parallax. I butchered the name, I know. Over here we have, when I first saw this screen, I thought this screen was actually black, but it's actually, these are gunmetals. These are the darkest of the dark that we have. And these are certified. If I go to a showroom and I show off his product, they're not going to know what that is. That's why I said there's no weight behind it. So it's not going to know what it is. I pull one of these screens and say, hey, look, we want to get these screens right here. They know what these screens are. That's why I said no point. All right, let's go over to white screen. So in our category, we got 3000. This is, mind, the screen hasn't been adjusted on its we haven't put the balancer in there to be to control the white light, the heightener. So this is how much white light the screen is actually reflecting right back at you. It's how bright and how high the technology is on this screen. Whew, man. So when we put that other stage 1 or actually stage 2 into it, it adjusts the heightener. I told you we had that formula that we can take a screen, we can make it as dark as we want. As long as we drop that chemical into it, boom, that image will pop up. It'll brighten up. Red screen. Told you. We have to make sure we're right in the center of all this because, like I said, these screens have that reflective surface. And I'll show you. See that reflective surface? That's what they call narrow viewing cone effect. Now, the Dark Star 9 doesn't have it like that. Maybe a little bit if you don't have the screen flattened out. Around the edges will get a little dark. But other than that, the Infinity and the daylight screens do have the narrow viewing cone effect. So you have to be sitting right there, right up in the front like this, in order to get the screen to be able to produce without going dark. So as I showed you in the demonstration, when you saw the screen was laying against the screens, they're very dark screens. That's why I said it's virtually impossible for any gray screen paint mix, no matter what shade it may be, to compete with one of these screens. Impossible. And that's why when I saw in the demonstration wasn't done right. It was just showing a bunch of colors in the dark and saying, voila, we blend the screen. No, you didn't blend the screen. What you needed to do was, in the demonstration, number one, the environment should have been fully lit. I mean, fully lit with the back of the wall. You see all the corners. Number two, you should have displayed white levels and color patterns, so that way people can see the solid reds, blues, and greens to see how the screens compare when it comes to the projector producing color. Number three, should have showed a contrast level, which you failed to show in the demonstration. And the reason why you failed to show it, because any one of these screens would have pulled a higher contrast level than any screen paint mix without a problem, because they're darker screens, and that's what they were designed for. They were designed, their strong points would be to produce amazing contrast levels, and that's what they're designed for. And that's something that was never showed in the demonstration at all, period. Because anyone with a lighter screen paint mix, if you did a star field demonstration next to any one of these screens, they would have pulled the higher contrast level being darker. See, that's what I mean by cutting corners. People cut corners. Not supposed to do that. So when I watch people's demonstrations call themselves, don't know. I already can see it from the door that you were already cheated. Now, one thing, when we display black screens, and I told you, we show a lot of white levels, because that's something you're supposed to show. There's no point in me coming on here and showing you a demonstration with nothing but contrast. It's a black screen. It's going to pull contrast regardless. That's what it's designed to do. The high points of this technology is to be able to show that it can maintain an insane contrast level, but also to maintain very bright colors and very high white levels. That's what the impressive point about this technology is. When you have a gray screen paint product, you're supposed to be showing up the contrast levels on that screen, because that's something that a gray screen is not supposed to be able to do. So if you're claiming a product to have the exact same abilities as a black screen, then you need to start doing some demonstrations where you're showing, hey, a black piece of paper, let's put this in the center of the screen. I'm going to put on a star field demonstration, or just the color black, solid, and then you're going to watch my gray screen blend into that black piece of paper and make it disappear. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Or come close enough that you could basically see the two blending to a point. You have to show a significant difference. It's not enough to match it. Anyone who matches one of these screens, at the end of the day, we beat you already, because we beat these screens. We don't match them at all. This technology was not designed to match anything. It was designed to actually conquer it and take it over. That's what it's designed to do. So if you matched it, well, you're not going to last here. Let's go over to, did we do red already? Yeah, we did red. We always do red. This is a brick orange.
16, I was working at the Amazon warehouse when my brother passed away, and
There you go. Let's go over to Starfield screensaver. Now, mind you, my projector behind me is 600 by 800 res, has a 22 or I think 20 or 22,000 to 1 contrast ratio, which really at the end of the day doesn't make a difference if your screen's black. There you go. Now, I know looking at the screen, when you saw the screen laying down on the table next to a Phoenix, all of them together, they look dark because they had that reflective surface designed to pull higher white levels because the screens are darker. Darkstar 9 shows a much better contrast than these two screens. And then you see when I turn to the side, the Darkstar 9 doesn't turn dark. These will actually turn dark. That reflective surface. Darkstar 9 does have it in there. It does have it in there, but not to that extreme point. LG Betafish. Oh, not today. Cancel. LG Betafish. Oh, she's having a moment today. Let's go over here and do it ourselves. There we go. There she's over. She got it. So there's no dark screen that we had that would ever match this at all, period. And at the end of the day, like I said, you're gonna have people try. We know we always do. Every time we come up with dark technology, we always have somebody trying to say, "Oh, I can do the same thing." Hey, feel free to pass the test. You got to pass the test first. This is what we never see. So, what is the price of it? $329 a quart. Yep, that's what they're going for. Now, once I go into research and development, that price is going to probably triple, maybe double by then. Because I'm not going to be in charge of pricing after that. I'll be research and development. But until then, yeah, that's the price for it. And before we get anyone that says, oh, that's too expensive, $3,000, $5,000, $5,000. That's how much those screens cost at the end of the day. My projector behind me, 600 by 800 res, 720p, 150 bucks. That is bugging me. Bugging the crap out of me. Damn, you should know this. Bugging the crap out of me right now. I'll tell you why. Then again, like I said, at the end of the day, and this is for one individual, how are you saving people hundreds when you can't even match your test? That's what I can't understand. How is somebody saving you hundreds when they can't pass the test? Let's go over here. Yeah, because like I said, these screens produce amazing contrast levels and colors. Come on, man. You got the whole strip to go around. I told you it's going to pop up sooner or later. Always got to be on camera. I think it's just about every one of my shots, my cat pops up somewhere. Don't mind, don't care at the end of the day. But there's more than one way to a kitchen. You know what I mean? He can go this way and go around that way. I wanted to see how this would look on 600 by 800 res, because the crispy projector we use, I think that's a WXGA. No, it's not a WXGA. It's a WXGA. That's what it is. So that's a WXGA. This is 600 by 800 res, 720p. And the whole theory about the screen door effect, yeah, you would have to literally be right up on top of the screen in order to see the screen door effect. So I'm going to back up here for a minute. I'm going to show you how far my projector picks up. That's where my projector is sitting at. As you can see, fully lit environment. LG demonstrations. Under the table fighting this fish. This fish should jump up and down by themselves, you know what I mean? It has some motor in it. He loves it. I think that's one of his favorite toys. He'll carry that thing around the house. There he goes, carrying it around the house. He can carry that thing everywhere. Look. Hey, Taku, got your fish? Yeah, he'll carry that thing like a Labrador retriever. He'll pick that thing and he'll carry it everywhere in the house. That's his favorite fish. I'm going to buy another one of those. Look. Carrying his fish. I know it's not part of the demonstration, but it's cute. He carries that thing around the house all the time. That's his favorite toy, I think it is. Taco? Showing off today. That's what he's doing, showing off. Sit there and told you you can train anything with a brain. He's trained. He's very well trained. Mr. Taco. Oh, let me get your cat treats. That's what you're looking for, right? Your rat freshener cat treats. All right, come on. Yep. So easy. And I got a little bit on my floor, cracked something on my socks. I like about the stuff cleans up so well. All right, where is remote control? Went in the room, came out, lost the remote control. So I'll add this in the caption when I get done loading this up. Because I wanted to see. Well, I didn't have enough room in the caption. The caption only gives you like 60. That's it. And then for some reason when you load it up, you get the whole full 100, which I don't know why. So we're using our ViewSonic projector, 600 by 800 red 720p. And as you can see what we showed you from the screen in the kitchen, that this screen is very, very dark. Darker than the Phantom. Sorry, I keep getting Phantom and Phoenix mixed up. Darker than the Phoenix. Darker than these are the darkest screens we have in the collection. Which, like I said, darker than these. Darker than the UB. It is dark. And yet it can maintain amazing white levels, contrast, and color. And we've been using so far 720p projectors only for the demonstrations. We have the Chrissy in here. That's a used old projector. That projector is 720p, but that's a XGA. This projector is 600 by 800 SVGA. Brand new, these projectors cost you around $300 on Amazon. If you were to buy like eBay, you know, you probably get one for like 150, 160, 170. I paid 150 for mine. Well, I was actually brand new in the box. Blessing from the Lord and Savior. And of course, as I said at the end of the day, we're very thankful because all our technology, all our ideas come from our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Always give him the credit for everything. Once in a while, I get in the habit of saying my, and I got to remind myself it's not mine. Everything belongs to him. And the reason why this is a little easy for us, like I said, we've done these demonstrations on these sample sheets already. The screen's already passed. At 10%, the screen already has and recorded live test demonstration of demonstrating the 18 certifies and the 4 certified ultra short throws. We're taking it outside today. Oh yeah, it's going outside today. I cannot wait. Got good weather today. Hopefully it looks pretty good out there. Might as well. See what it can do. So we're going to have a certain requirement for it, and lumen-wise, it probably will support 1,000 lumens, probably pretty easy. But just to make sure, we're just going to have it at probably around 20, probably 25, 28, somewhere around in that range for lumen counts. As for the knockoff or unnamed brand projectors, it's not going to support it. It's not going to support the WeMax. It's not going to support the Valve projector because they're darker screens. Usually our technology doesn't work well with those. We do have a screen paint developed for those particular projectors, and you know, if you want to use ultra short throws with that. If you do require a darker screen for ultra short throw and it is name brand, then I would suggest going near one of these. Now out of the Phantom, we're going to have probably about 5 of them because I got a couple more. Lord bless me with a, oh man, thank you Jesus. He blessed me with some beautiful ideas for some other technology we're going to be using with Phantom technology. So there's probably going to be 5 of these. It is going to be beautiful. I cannot wait to start getting started on developing the rest of them. We have one right now, which has the question mark attached to it. We haven't decided. We know how we're going to engineer it to Phantom technology because it's an old screen paint, something that's been sitting on the shelf since last year. But I do love the color of it, so we're going to engineer that to have this Phantom technology attached to it. We had the gold Phantom upstairs on a 135-inch screen, which I haven't had too much time to play around with that one too much. And we got 2 others we're going to be working on. Is there going to be a gamer version? We don't need it. It's already embedded in this stuff. It has the ability to produce insane. It has color heighteners in it. It has the white heightener in it. It has all that in it. But the one thing I love about it is the coverage. The coverage took nothing to paint the screen, literally. So what I'm gonna do is, I got the 135 out back. Oh man, I don't feel like detaching that screen. That's a big screen to detach. We gotta get another screen. We need a 135 to paint, or something big. I'll just attach it. It ain't that hard. I just disconnect it from the back. I gotta put a new system on it anyway. Oh yeah, I do gotta put a new system. Oh, I want a new system anyway. I'm buying a new screen anyway. That's going to a customer. I know I gotta contact the customer. I know he thought I forgot him, and I didn't. Right now I'm doing for that screen up there. I want to get rid of get rid of the 135, and I want to put a 120-inch tension screen out there. I got to build a special stand for it. I haven't just got around to building the stand or getting the screen. But I'm pretty sure he's going to want the new stuff on it, so I'm just going to repaint it. He'll get a screen and it'll have a phantom attached to it. Now see how high those white levels are? Boom. Let's get in here. Some growth line here. Let's get an Acoustic Pro white screen right here. Right there. 0.9 gain. Let's put that right here. So, like I said, at the end of the day, if I can take out these darker screens and a 0.9 gain on a white screen, what do you think it'll do to a gray screen paint mix? Told you. And like I said, all right, the two companies I did talk to, well, one canceled out. We already knew who that person was. The other person knew who I was when I called them on the phone. We're not going to mention their names or who the company is, but they didn't want to go against the screen. The other one, we ordered sample sheets, never got them. So we know the difference. We know who that is at the end of the day. And I have to say to you guys, smart move. Very smart move. Man, I hope they get here early with my stuff, man, because I'm really going to get this stage 2 done today. We're going to be doing some gaming off of it, too. I got to get me a Wagner 250 because I'm going to do a spray-on demonstration with it, too. So this can be sprayed or it can be rolled on. So there's our white screen right there in the middle. Another white screen. This one's a little lower. This one has a makes me dizzy. I'm gonna see that spinning around like that. There's another white screen right there. Man. Another valuable lesson. Do not eat spoon-sized shredded wheat out of the box. My friend was like, how do you eat that stuff, man? It's like sawdust and hay. I like the taste of it. We're going to go with the lightest screen we have, which is gray, which is a Seymour AV 1.3. We've got everything in here. Everything to test on. Put that one over here. See it for yourself. Seymour AV 1.3. Put that right here. Let me go back a little bit. I walked in front of the camera real quick. I'll put you left right next to him always. Oh, right here. Let's hop on the phone. And again, no 1080p, no 4K. Bare minimum, 600 by 800 res. So if anyone tells you have to have a 4K projector to achieve a beautiful image, we haven't even we haven't even done 1080p yet. I got several 1080p projectors. We haven't done it yet. We've been doing all 720p's right now. That's how crazy the white levels are in this technology. It's freaking insane. I told you. We were talking about this a couple of days ago. I said, man, when we get that screen up and going, boy, it is going to be a monster. Wasn't joking. I was telling you that. It's going to be literally a monster. Crazy contrast levels, heavy, amazing color capabilities, and then the fact that it pulls an insane white level. Like I tell people, you can make fun of how I dress, and so that doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, my technology is good. Actually, God's technology is good. We have here with the Phantoms alone, the Phoenix alone, we pretty much have advanced technology. This takes it to another level. But at the end of the day, I mean, no matter how I dress or what I do at the end of the day, my technology will level just anything you have. There's nothing going to stand against this screen. That's what we're developing it for. We're developing the Phantom to be the elite flagship, the one to take out everything. And it's doing it right now. You're watching it. And we're going to be outside today. Can't wait to get outside and play with this thing. Yeah, that's what we're designing them for. It's 5 of them. This formula is so fun to work with. You have no idea how fun it is to work with. There's so much you can do with it. And that's what I was explaining, that when you see me do these demonstrations on the screen, you see all the white levels I pull up constantly all the time. This is what you should be seeing on gray screen paint products. You should be seeing contrast levels. And you have to have a comparison. You can't have it on a standalone. It has to be done in a fully lit environment. When you're doing contrast demonstrations, always have to be done in fully lit environments. That's how far my projector sits back from the screen. This being a black screen, I'm not afraid to stick a white screen up against it, an elite screen with a 0.9. We got all different shades in here. I'm not afraid to put darker screens against the screen. You have to be to do those tests. It's very important. Can't skip that. Because if you skip it and you are cutting corners and I get a hold of your screen down here, you will not like the outcome. So I would suggest you basically tell the truth about your product. And this is anybody. Tell the truth about your product and do your demonstrations by the book. Because if they come down here, especially when I get that test facility finished and get that done, you don't want a screen coming down there. Now, with the companies, these big companies like this, they have protocol in there. They have basically, it has to be used in the ambient controlled environment, aka tells me at the end of the day, your screen can't pull up in a well-lit environment. You have to calibrate, which is best performance out of the screen. You know, you can calibrate the projector. That tells me, aka at the end of the day, your screen can't pull color. All this stuff gives me the information from the door. Being in ambient light rejection environments also means that your screen can't pull proper contrast levels in fully lit environments. Can't pull proper colors in fully lit environments. Have to have your projector in line with the screen. Tells me at the end of the day, you got a narrow viewing cone with your screen, which means if I turn from the left to the right, your screen could go black on me. Or I may not be able to use it with an ultra short throw projector. So that's all the information. So I know that for a fact that these protocols that they put in there that everybody follows, these golden rules, at the end of the day, it just tells us that your screen has flaws attached to it and we can overcome it. That's what it tells me. People that are making screen paint products, like I said, we made these 8 years ago. We already know the flaws behind that. We know the limitations on how far those screens can pretty much go. They basically have a limit where they can go. We watch demonstrations where screens are being displayed on black levels in the dark only. We already know from the door. I already know from the door the outcome of it. Don't really have to see that from the environment. I used to make it. That's how I know. So I already know the limitations that it has. The number one thing they can't pick up, they can't see contrast. I love this screen so much. I love it. I like black screens. I do. I love black screens. I do. This I haven't seen. I like this one right here. They got a couple of few screensavers on here. And this is one way we're going to be displaying the screen. We're going to have the screen jet black, and we're going to have snowstorms, all white levels being displayed on the screen. Now in this demonstration, you have white levels and contrast at the same time. But these screens can't pick it up. All they can see is white light. They can't see the contrast. See the individual bubbles that are moving back and forth? They can't pick it up. I can hit every application on this whole entire strip. None of these screens are all going to struggle. What else they got on here? Oh, we is playing this one upstairs. That's what I wanted to see today. That's what I was talking about yesterday. I was like, we got to do this on the 600 by 800 res. See how the colors will come up. Definitely going to be testing this on 3D mapping. But now you get an idea. That's the other one out there right now. Give you an idea how dark that screen is. Even dry, because usually when that screen's dry to get lighter, this doesn't have to go through that. The screen actually can maintain that heavy black level and still produce that high white. So this technology you're seeing right here, this right here is the Phantom. This right here is the Phoenix. That's a UV, and this is a company called Paint On Screens. They have a screen paint that they consider to be black. They call it black right here. And that screen is that dark, it can produce a white level that high. So that's the price tag. $329 a quart. Comes with free worldwide shipping. Can't actually launch until probably around after November because we're waiting for one more. It's not even done yet. Mind you, this screen is taking on these screens right here. It's at a stage 1. The screen's finalized at a stage 5. That's the last ingredients. We're missing several ingredients, so the screen is halfway done. Not even completed yet. And it can already do this. Stage 1. So once we get the rest of the ingredients in, which we need. That'll be here hopefully today, and the last of it comes on hopefully the 21st or the 27th. We will be taking pre-orders for it. Keep in mind, if you're not on the pre-order list, when the screen launches, you won't get one. Not until next month. Because I automatically know from the door that the people we have contracts under are going to want a lot of this. We serve our customers first. I know we're going to be doing orders for probably about 20, 30, 50 gallons. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad I got that machine downstairs. Oh man, it's the wrapping part. And I forgot about that part. Let's come out of this right here. Let's see how we can bounce from contrast back into white levels, back and forth. Philips 4K demonstrations. What I like about this is, like I said, that's why I don't like to do these demonstrations with these high and expensive projectors. Because I don't want my customers to basically get fooled into thinking that their screen at the end of the day is going to look like that. Because it's not, like I said. Big difference between when you got a P2 or P1, even if you got the Bravo, that's a $30,000 Sony projector. You got a few of those out there. Got the coffee table, that's around 40, 50. I think I saw one for 24, used for $24,000. When you use projectors like that, there's no way in the world that the consumer is going to go there, look at that screen, even if you can afford the $5 grand for the screen. If you can't afford that, a projector that goes with it, he's not going to get the same results. These projectors I use in the demonstration, anybody can buy these. They're 720p, 600 by 800 res. You know how low the res is on this projector is, and look how beautiful the image looks compared to certifieds. So at least you know what you're getting. But when you're using a projector, a high projector of a high caliber, no. And then when the screen doesn't look right and doesn't look the same way as it does in the demonstration, the first thing it says, well, you got to calibrate your projector, you got to use it in an ambient light controlled environment. Yeah, okay. That's why I use the low level projectors. As a customer I was talking to, he said, how come you don't use 4K? Because why? If I can make a 720p at 600 by 800 res looks good, what do you think a 4K would look like on this screen? And at that, we're in a fully lit environment. We're not in the dark. The problem with these big companies, overpriced projectors, ambient light controlled environments. But that's their protocol right there. In order for you to optimize your viewing pleasure, they suggest you buy these particular projectors that are going to be extremely expensive. Because at the end of the day, whether they like it or not, and they can quote me on that, your projectors are doing all the work. But I guarantee you won't do a demonstration with the projector I'm using behind me right now. The screen will suffer. I can hear the conversations right now in ABS form talking about, well, you can't use a projector that caliber, that optimized the viewing pleasure on that particular screen. You're going to have at least, a high-end 1080p or 4K, and you need a certain amount of contrast ratio. Blah 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 blah. My projector has a 20,000 to 1 contrast ratio. How high do I have to get? And it still doesn't pick up. I literally just put that in the comments. Blah, 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 blah. If my screen's not having that problem, why would they have a problem? It costs way more than mine. Let's go to another one over here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. I was having a discussion with somebody about calibrating projectors. Like, please. I've never, ever calibrated a day in my life. But you gotta have no, you don't have to have calibration. You don't. Calibration just tells me at the end of the day your screen can't see color. That's the problem. Projector's fine just the way it is. If I can use an outdated projector from 5 or 6 years ago and produce amazing color, I don't know what problem you're having. I skipped these because it's just not being rude here. But sometimes it's just a little too easy. Stage 1. It's like waking the sleeping giant, bro. I cannot wait. Oh, wait to see the rest of them. This is crazy. Wait to see the rest of them. You already saw 3 of them already. Saw that gold upstairs. We don't know what the other one is outside yet. We got to figure it out. But it's going to be strange. It's going to be interesting. And there's 2 other ones that we're working on right now that you haven't even seen yet. Just in case. Sometimes people want to be a little closer to the screen. I don't like to do the whole close-up. I like to do it from a distance because if you can't see that difference from back there, then no one's going to sit that close to the screen. But some people want to see it up close sometimes. Mind you, that's the Phoenix in there and all that window light. I watch TV, yeah. My projector stays on. I'm surprised my lamps last that long because my projectors stay on all night. So I've been watching TV all night long. I just leave my projector on. I don't shut them off. They're in eco mode anyway, so it doesn't make a difference because my lamps take a while to burn out. But right there, that's me watching a little TV over there with the window light pushing back and forth on that screen. And that's a Phoenix. That's the big brother of the Phoenix. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I told you, my projector stays on all day. Now, every once in a while, I do shut it off, but it's kind of rare. But that thing will run from, I guess, 8 o'clock. That's the morning when I get up around 6 o'clock. Sometimes it's 6 o'clock. I run it all day. So when people are like, how long does the lamp last? I could tell you because I have I burnt? How many have I burnt out so far? Not many of them. The older ones burn out because they're the older projectors, but the new ones, the new way projectors are designed now, it takes a while to burn out a lamp. And I should know because I'm really hard on my stuff. That one back there, that thing stays on all day. Nope, can't do that. We got anything out there? Ain't got no music or lyrics to it because I'm not trying to get a copyright strike on that. So we've seen what the technology can do. Oh, real quick. LG, snowboarding. Even though we did show enough white levels on here, but might as well have a little fun. And the reason why we got the white screens up there, we got two of them up there, just to show you that nothing's higher than a white screen when it comes to white levels. And this screen being as dark as it is, has the ability to pull white levels literally that high. So that eliminates any screen, pretty much. Light gray screen, Seymour AV 1.3, you know what I mean, silver screen, whatever it may be, because the highest white level you're going to pull off is a white screen. And the fact that none of them are making that screen go dark, well, that eliminates all mixes right there from the door. Because there's no mix that can pull a white level higher than a white screen. Impossible. Which I showed in the demonstration with the motorized downstairs. That's why I told you, when you test these screens, you have to test them against, you have to do your white level test. It's very important that you do that. That's where the UV mix came up dark, because I can tell it was never ever tested on a white screen. Never tested. White screensaver. Let me show you something interesting. This is how when people test. Want to leave that one on? I like these right here because they show the white levels. I'll be back. I'll be right back upstairs real quick. What I need for this. Come on, man. Move. Seriously? Oh, keep it up. White sheets of paper. This is how the UV mix should have been tested. Now, see how black that screen is? We are going to remove. We need screens only higher than white. So take this off. This one right here. These are the gunmetals. This one is silver. These are all white. So these are all the gunmetal screens it certifies. Now we know the screen's not going to be able to produce an image as high as the white level of the white screen, but you have to make sure that your white levels are coming up high enough where the screen's not going to be too dark and you can't see it. There has to be a certain level, just like with the gunmetal screens, they have to have a certain level of high white levels in order to pick up. If you don't cut it out in there, buddy, he's doing better with his fish again. This is the problem where people try to develop black screens or darker screens. This is where they fail hard because they don't test their white levels. They're so busy trying to get contrast levels, because especially if they're used to making a light gray screen paint, they're so used to trying to get that contrast level to pop, to show that they can do the same thing that we can do. They forget the one important thing about black screens, the ability to be able to see white light. Because if your screen can't see white light, then it affects everything. It affects how colors are displayed, natural skin tones, all that has problems when you can't display white light. So that's the problem. That's the one thing they forget. That's why I said that when I saw that demonstration with the UV downstairs and I saw how dark it came up, he doesn't know what he's doing. When it comes to dark technology, you don't know what you're doing at all, period. You have no clue whatsoever. That screen should have never came up that dark, especially with it being gray. As you can see, laying against the screens we have in this room, it's gray. Should have been able to pull a higher white level than a Phoenix, but Phoenix can see white light. White sheet of paper, as you can see. So we know the white levels aren't going to come up as high as the white screens, but it has to pull up a certain level. Skyworth food demonstration. These are the tests you should have saw on the channel, on this channel. Anybody else that's testing out or trying to make a black screen, yeah, this is what you're going to have to do, because again, if we get your product down here, it's going to be tested, and we test black screens in a whole different category. Now, say somebody's developing a black screen, that's their business, they're doing their own thing over there. Hey, more power to you. I wish you the best success. But if you mention our name and you say, well, we think we could do so and so and so, I'll take that challenge. I'll bring you down here. You get two choices. Either we buy or you cancel, or we just ignore us. Most people choose to ignore, others cancel. Now this goes in reverse for gray screens. Gray screens should be reducing contrast levels. And you should be seeing that demonstrations with black sheets of paper against the screen to see how high the contrast levels come in next to the black sheet of paper. Same thing like we're doing here with the white sheets of paper and the certified white screens. And if that screen has any tannish or discoloration to the corners and everything, that's a clear sign to tell you that the screen's having an issue picking up color and seeing contrast. Stage 1. LG snowboarding. So like I said, if we can keep up with a white screen, man, come on. Light gray mixes, light gray projection screens, all that stuff. Yeah, we'll roast it. We'll roast it, no problem. I'm gonna put my stuff up real quick. Found another white certified screen. Let's stick that one right here. Skyworth demonstration. I'm going to pop over this one. I like this because this demonstration has a lot of white levels on it. That's why I like it.
Good morning.
So how you're supposed to compare your white levels on dark technology.
Please check my schedule. Put the video call toolkit in my calendar. I am expandable.
J and K 4K. Did it even come close to it? Not even close. They butchered it, as always. J and K 4K. She's stuck. Cancel. J and K 4K. Did we not just come off a commercial about voice activating technology? Okay. So we'll put that out there. It's going manually.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order? 2 Sonic Coke Cheese Double Burgers. I'm on it.
Let me go back to that. Let's see how dark that screen is. Oh man, can't wait till we do the gaming demonstration on it next. Yeah, so I had to do that this morning when I got up. Just show you the colors comparison. Yeah, how dark this screen is. When I told you it's way darker than a Phoenix, it is. But it picks up an insane white level. This is for a screen that dark. Snow 4K screensavers. You're just having all kinds of issues today. Snow 4K screensavers. All right. Again, just got finished watching the demonstration of voice activation for the whole house. Yeah, okay. Let's go over and do this ourselves. I'm going to have to unplug her and put her back in. Well, I wonder what the kill switch would be to unplug that so and put it back in. 4K white snow screensavers. Yeah. We're going to do it ourselves. What do you got here? But she's not replying at all, period. That's why I like to rely on technology too much. This is crazy. She's not literally not listening at all, period. Alexa, are you listening? Told you. That's why I don't trust this stuff. Because literally, like I said, this artificial intelligence, I'm not even going to go on this because this would be a whole nother rant by itself. But I swear this stuff is teaching itself. I really do. And I think sometimes it just does stuff to annoy the daylight saving. But then again, you don't want to talk too much about that because you'd be 302 with a 10 cap on a 10 foil cap on the top of your head. But you just watch me replug it, put it back in, ask her again. She didn't reply back. And then I had to go to back and say, are you listening? And then she brings it up. Okay. Alexa, 4K screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
4K screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Some people say, oh, you got to say her name. You don't have to say her name every single time. She'll reply back. That's why I did it twice. Because some people say, well, you got to say her name. No, you don't have to. She literally just shut down. Because I unplugged it, put it back, and reboot the system. Then requested it again. Still didn't reply. And I had to ask her, was she listening? And then she came back and she replied. Yeah, like I'm going to run this stuff through my entire house. No way. I think, like I said, I saw this commercial, funniest commercial ever. It's where this guy's house was completely, fully voice activated. Doors, locks, the whole 9 yards, everything. Until he went down to the dentist's office and they pulled the tooth and the house couldn't recognize who he was. And he's sitting out there in the rain trying to get into his house, had to break a window to get in. And when he finally showed the rest of the commercial, everything in the house was going crazy because nothing could recognize his voice because of the tooth was pulled. And he's sitting there balled up in the corner crying. Yeah, like I'm going to really trust this stuff. This stuff right here is as far as it would go. But I have the full-size Alexa over there. I had them when they first came out. And I unplugged mine. It's been unplugged ever since. Because I was sitting there watching a TV show and somebody said something about the Alexa and it popped up and said, I'm listening. I said, oh, not today. I unplugged it. Mine's just right up there in the corner, collecting dust. These are as far as I will go with these because these things don't listen unless you're speaking into them. But them things are always listening. Now let's get back to where we want to get to the snow. There we go. Yeah. I got discussion sites that I go through about talking about how, for the longest time, you know who's been trying to get cameras and microphones into your home. And Gaming systems now have cameras attached to them and all this other stuff. I don't even use the camera half the time for that stuff I have. That's what I like about the Xbox when it came out. It had that big camera, that huge Kinect. The Kinect has infrared on it. It scans literally your house. So it scans. It's designed to scan objects in the house, so you don't end up slamming into them. But technically, it's constantly on it, constantly scanning your environment. So there's a big topic about that. But yeah, I don't like to have cameras on a gaming system or anything like that. Sometimes it's cool. I mean, when they had it for the 360, had a little camera. If you had one of those, that was freaking cool. If you played Burnout Paradise, I think that was the best, application for a camera. If anyone ever did Burnout Paradise and you slammed into someone's car, that camera would take a picture of their reaction and send it back to you as a baseball card or something like that. I think that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Because it would totally catch you off guard. You know, you be into the game, you driving around, you're not looking at the camera, and somebody goes, bam, slam into your car, and it takes a picture of your reaction of your car getting hit. Oh, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. That was amazing. That was a good idea. But then again, people got weird with it. Of course, they got really weird with where they put the camera at it, just so to speak. So you had to be careful whose car you would slam into. That's somebody in the background screaming in my eyes. So you know not to slam into that car at the end of the day, or have it slam into you. Oh, man. Like I said, pretty cool idea. I think that was one of the coolest things. And the second one is when people were making their names Xbox off. You literally could not say their gamer tag because you would shut your system off in the middle of gameplay. I thought that was funny. Boy, people are ingenious. All right, let's come out of there. There's no snow right there. Let's go play with the doggy real quick. There's all white, well, actually not all white sheets of paper. We have 4 white sheets of paper there. That's a certified 2.0 white screen. That's a 0.9. And that right there is a Vivid Storm 2.0 white screen. At the end of the day, white screens pretty much, they don't pick up anything. They're almost as equivalent to a white sheet of paper, to tell you the truth, honestly. Vivid 4K colors. Don't pick up nothing. I had customers will contact me on a white screen and sit there, and I'm not to make fun of you in any way whatsoever, but again, like I said, I have to understand where they're coming from their point of view, because I'm used to looking at this all day, and if they're used to looking at a white screen all day, then then they really think they're getting the most from their projector. Honestly, believe that, but you're not. And when I sit there and tell you on the phone, like, nope, you got a white screen, you're not picking up jack. But then they see the difference afterwards. When you go to Amazon or eBay, that's all you see is white screens. And then the way they Photoshop it, and they put the whole family sitting there looking at the screen in a fully lit environment, and the screen's all vivid and heavy contrast levels. And you're like, wow, I'm gonna get the same thing with that. And they go home and hook it up, and they go, oh, what the freak happened here? Yep, there you go. They shouldn't do that. Elite Screen doesn't do that. I look at other companies, they don't do that. Like the high-end name brands, they just have their name up there, and that's it. That's professional. But these white projection screens, man, they got this whole setup up there with this whole family and, around this big screen, or this fake projectors that show you this massive 120-inch screen, when the projector's going to be something like 240 or 280 or 480p or 240p, something really low. There's no way in the world you're picking up. The best you can get with that is probably a 50 or 60 inch if you're lucky. And then some people get both. They end up getting the white screen because it looks good, because the way they put the pictures up there. and then they go get the fake projector. Imagine that nightmare. That's what I said. I know my demonstrations are long here, like 100. Yeah, we're into it. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you're doing your demonstrations correctly, there is no way in the world your demonstrations should be. They should be longer, much longer, because there's so much to show you. There's so much to show you in a demonstration. If I could, my streams would be much longer than this. There's just so much stuff you're not seeing. I watch these demonstrations online. I'm like, they're missing that. Why didn't they show this in the demonstration? What? You're not going to put that in the demonstration? Yeah, they're too short. Test it against other screens. What's it going to look like? Do a projector swap out something, you know what I mean? But no, it's the same thing. Calibrated projector, ambient light controlled environment. They already put the select videos they're going to use for the demonstration, and the projector's calibrated. Done. Guy comes on, reads from a script, finish. That's it. Gray screen paint mixes, same nonsense. They come on here, they show some nonsense, and blah, 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 blah. Show a bunch of colors flashing across the screen. Dark environment, a little bit light environment, dark environment, blah, 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 blah. Done. Are you kidding me? We come on here, we swap out projectors, we go drop from 1,000 lumens, we go to 38, we drop up to 5,000, we go to 4,000, come back in, we take 18 certified screens, throw against the screens, we do the blue, red, green, yellow, all the different color patterns, we hit white, we hit contrast levels, come back, show you the splash with all the stuff against the screen, then we come back in, we do ultra short, then we do everything. You're supposed to do that in your demonstrations. If I'm showing you a jet black screen in a demonstration, I'm going to show you the certified screens laying against it. And then we're going to go get a bunch of white screens and some white sheets of paper, littered across the back and forth across the screen, show you nothing but white levels. We're not going to pick and choose demonstrations that are going to be comfortable for the screen. What's the point? No challenge in that. Where's the fun?
Very good answer. When you crave the uncomfortable.
That's the dumbest thing you could possibly ever say to a father. Oh well. What you want on your tombstone? What would you like on your tombstone? So they got a family full of military, and they got a brother. He basically has all girls. Now we're like, man, how do you deal with it? In the bushes with a ghillie suit. Slide him across a notebook pad with a pencil, like, what you want on your tombstone? He's a funny dude. And all girls. Man, I told you I couldn't wait to get up in the morning. I could not wait to get up and play with this screen. Oh. I'm going to hook up the PS4 to this. Run my Far Cry off of it. Which I'm finally going to get a chance to utilize the rocket pack, which I'm going to have a chance to get done. My friend's driving me crazy because she got it. She's good. She's good at gaming. She said, where you at? Where you at? Like, man, I haven't got around to it yet. I'm sure to do cool stuff that you can. And I go on YouTube and I'm watching all the videos of all the cool stuff that people are utilizing weapons and stuff for. Haven't had a chance to get into it. I've been slacking on my gaming so badly. I've been gaming since Vector Graphics and Pong. You're like, what's your first game? My first gaming system was a Pong system from Tandy Corporation before Radio Shack was Radio Shack. It was actually Tandy Corporation. And I got my first system was Pong. Mother brought it home. hooked in the back of the TV with the UHF, I think in the back, yeah, or the coaxial cable or the two prongs. And man, put it on channel 2, and we're just seeing those do do do. I thought that was the greatest thing I ever seen in my entire life. I've been a gamer ever since. Had just about every system you could possibly name. Been there, done that. Been to launches. Had a chance to wait in line and see a lot of cool stuff, man. Knew to launch you to sleep in the tent, you know what I mean? To get the N64, you know, all that cool stuff, man. And somewhere along the line, I just don't game that much anymore. Which I need to get back into my game, I really do. So I think I'm just going to take some time off. I'm going to pick a day, just take a day off and just no cameras, nothing. I'm going to pick that day to just sit down and do some really good gaming. Because I love Far Cry. So in the game, we get to wreck stuff. We set things on fire, and they stay on fire. To a certain degree, but still, it spreads. Oh, man. I remember the first time I saw that reaction in the game, where I set the grass on fire, and it was just burning out of control. I'm like, wow, this is freaking cool. And that's when you get a flamethrower. I love flamethrowers. I haven't even downloaded a game called Back for Blood. That's a zombie game. I'm late on that. I'm supposed to have been had that already downloaded, but like I said, I'll get around to it. All right, we're just about done. I got to get my packages ready. I got a text about a few minutes ago from the driver. She's going to be on her way down to pick up the packages. So we're done. Hopefully we get the ingredients we need today, which will make this the stage 2. And like I said, on around the 21st or 27th, the last ingredients comes in that finalizes the screen. Then we can start designing the labels for the Phantom. Price for will actually be available in 1 quarts only. It will do a screen size, and I said I can't say that yet until we actually paint a screen size of 135. So I'm going to have to disconnect my screen because I can't paint it outside because the leads fall down and the only thing hitting the screen, and bring it in here. I'm going to have to move Taco Land. Yeah, Taco Land's going to have to go. Those who don't know, that's Taco Land over there. So we have to remove Taco Land for a little bit. Bring the screen down, drop it in the middle of the floor, and see what we can get out of 1 quart. We should be to do it because what I painted with this was next to nothing. So we'll do 1 quart of it, strap it up, let it dry, take it outside, do a demonstration off of it. And then we can mark down how big a screen you can get out of it. So it's going to be, like I said, $329 with free shipping. And we'll do, you got to get a launch date. Give me a launch date for it. I got to get the launch date and some other stuff for it. I don't know if I'm going to do pre-orders or I'm basically going to have it already available. I already know from the door, I've already got emails from 2 of the contracts we have. They want 10 gallons of it. They like the finish, but they want another higher version or a darker screen. So yeah, so I'm going to have to work in time with that too. All right, we'll figure it out. That's all I can say. But this will be outside today. I was there for a minute.
I left my corporate job and I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to achieve financial freedom. I had that
Yeah, we can add as well.
mindset, that fearless mentality.
And those who are asking, can you paint over your previous screen with this stuff? Yeah, you can. All the stuff is done away. No priming. So 1 coat application, that's it. We'll do a paint on demonstration soon. Let that play. Get ready. Keep in mind, at the end of the day, as I said before, 800 by 600, 720p, SVGA. I'll put the model number of the projector we use in the demonstration. That's the ViewSonic right there. Just showing you at the end of the day, you don't have to spend a lot of money for a projector. Projector doesn't do all the work, the screens do. Model number for you. Now, like I said, you should be able to find them on eBay. They're pretty cheap, but if you want to get one brand new, you can go over and get it on Amazon for around $300. That's it. And I did a angle gain test for size, Leet and Vivistorm. Lucy, trailer. Yeah, I put trailer. I want to do trailer. Lucy, fight scene. No, I've never seen this movie. I ain't trying to get. Gotta keep this a certain amount of time. Transformers. Fight scenes. Spider-Man fight scenes. Never even watched any of the new Spider-Mans either. Tells you how busy my schedule is. Oof. I don't want to see that one. I saw the first Spider-Man. That was it. I didn't see anything else after that. That's right around when she kissed him. I like that contrast level. I thought that this whole Superman versus Batman was the dumbest thing I ever saw in my entire life. I'm sorry, Batman fans, but are you kidding me? Like, seriously. He's an alien. He has X-ray vision. He would have figured out he was Bruce Banner. He'd have killed him in his sleep. That's all to it. End of story. Pretty much. I mean, the only thing that keeps him alive is armor, and pretty much that's it. But yeah, he'd have wiped him in his sleep. He'd just level his entire house if he wanted to. Mind you, he can actually reverse the earth and go back in time. A lot of people don't realize they can change time. So yeah, he could have went back to when Bruce Banner was first born. He could have wiped him. There's too many options there. I get in these comic book debates with people all the time over this movie. Oh man, it went on forever. Like, all he do is just go back and just reverse the earth and basically pull time back. He did it in the first Superman when we had Christopher Reeve. I mean, come on. Go back when Batman was a kid, before he even knew, before his parents even died, and took him out. That's it. Done in its story. Man. Like, nobody. No. What you gonna do? Take out Superman when he was a kid? He lifted the tractor off his father. Are you kidding me? He had super strength from the day he came off that planet. We weren't gonna do anything to that. Yeah. Okay. Ended that debate pretty quick. But he could have. Yeah. He's a detective. He knows everything. Yeah. Again. Spun the earth. Transferred time back around. And then came back. That's where you saved Lois Lane. No, Lois Lane. I forgot. It was Lois Lane. Yeah, but she died in that earthquake, and the car was killed. He didn't get there fast enough. And he went back and he reversed time. Same thing. Just go back in time before his parents even die. You could go back in time and basically rescue his parents before he even died. There'd be no Batman at all, period. There you go. Case closed. Let's move on, people. People are like, I hate you. But it's the truth. But usually the new people, I guess for people, if you do follow Superman and all that, you would know all that. But some people, if they don't follow him, they don't know anything about that. All right. Let me see.
Burberry Hero, the new fragrance for men.
I wish one day someone could explain one of these freaking commercials for Calvin Klein, which in some of these commercials I don't even understand. And you're gonna have the lights out either. I swear I love it. This is so funny. Let me see before we get out of here, because we're going past time here. I'm really having fun with this screen. Let's see. Trying to think of something here. Yeah, I guess we're done. Yeah, I'll be back once I gotta finish this work. I got work to do, so I want to play on this, but I'll have to wait. All right, well, that's basically about it. I'm gonna put the model number of the projector we're using in the demonstration, the 600 by 800 720p SVGA ViewSonic projector that we use for the entire demonstration. I was curious about that yesterday because, like I said, we're using the Chrissy projector, and that's a WXGA projector. I was curious what a 600 by 800 SVGA would look like on it. And quite nice, very nice. I like it. All right, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Have to go, and of course, we always give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, blessing us with wonderful technology and the ability to do so. Man, I can't wait to see what's going to be coming up next. All right, gotta go. God bless.